Hello, everybody. My name is Hellkaiser, and welcome to F.E.A.R. This is one of the greatest first-person shooters of all time. It is a horror game too. It's a survival horror first-person shooter. But whether you're into horror games or not, this game is a fantastic shooter. It's a really good horror game too, but the horror elements are like second to the combat. This game was developed by Monolith Studios, the same guys who, if you're in a boomer, would have played Blood, and if you're a little older or a little younger, you're my age, you would have played Shadow of Mordor and whatever its sequel was called, the Mordor games, the Lord of the Ring games. These guys have done other games over the years. They've done Blood 2, which should be forgotten. They've done Shogo. F.E.A.R 2, F.E.A.R 3 was outsourced, so it wasn't them, and a couple other games here and there. I think they did No More Heroes, or not the Spy in Harm's Way. What is those? No One Lives Forever. I think they did those games as well. I'm not quite certain, but I could be. Let me Google this real quick, so I can get this correct for you guys. Made by Monolith Productions. They made Blood, which is a fantastic old boomer shooter. It's available on Steam if you want to play. They made Shogo, Blood 2. Yeah, they made No One Lives Forever 1 and 2. Alien vs. Predator 2. If you play like Alien vs. Predator Classic, I think it's called Classic 2000 on Steam. They made its sequel, which is not available on there. They made Tron 2.0. They did The Matrix Online. I didn't know they made that game. They made Condemned Criminal Origins, and they made Condemned 2. They did Gotham City Imposters. Did not know that. Then they made Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, and they are working on a Wonder Woman video game. So they've made some really fantastic first-person shooters over the years, and then they ripped off Batman. But that's aside. That's Warner Brothers. This game is truly incredible. This game came out in 2005. It is 18 years old, and still features some of the most crisp and fluid combat I've played in a video game. The guns are all extremely punchy and have amazing particle effects. There's like a little bit of melee combat you can do, like you just saw him kick that soldier. But what's really the drawing of this game is the bullet time. It features like Max Payne style bullet time effects, where you can slow down time and see the individual bullets and stuff like that. And that's its like drawing point. You play as Point Man, a man with enhanced reflexes that can slow down time and do bullet time, and is sent to eliminate a cannibalistic psychic commander who's controlling all these clone soldiers. And that's the plot of the game. There's also some horror elements to it. Like I said, it is technically a horror game, hence the name F.E.A.R. But it's a shooter first and foremost, and then the horror elements are on the side. One of the unique drawing points of this game is the AI. I tried before starting this video looking up if there was like a name to it, but I couldn't find like a name for this AI. There are videos that go into detail explaining the AI. There's a rock, paper, shotgun article that I read that seemed kind of recent. It was about a couple of years ago, but still pretty recent, and it contains interviews with the game's AI director, and he kind of goes into a little bit more detail about it. But to try to give it my best explanation in brief, the AI doesn't work as a team. They don't have an understanding of each other. They understand that there's other AI helping them out, like other soldiers on their side. But it's not like they pat each other on the back and one will squat down and lay prone and shoot while another one is standing up behind them. They don't have that level of awareness. And they do kind of like chatter back and forth, but it's not like they're really saying anything to each other in game. But they do work as a team. One will lay down suppression fire while the other one's reloading. One will try to flank you while the other one is suppressing you. And an interesting thing is, say you've killed all but one enemy soldier. That one soldier will call out like one time, and then when he realizes he's alone, he stays silent for the duration of the fight. So the AI, to be 18 years old, and I've been playing this game recently, still hold up incredibly well and pose a hell of a threat. It really is incredible how impeccably designed this game is. And it was 2005. I personally don't like the sequels too well. I feel like 2 is okay. It's a bit more shooter. It's a bit more action orientated than the first game, which is the most horror one that contains the most horror elements. And then 3 was outsourced. It wasn't made by Monolith. And it's a co-op horror shooter, which means if it's co-op, you know what that means. It's just like Dead Space 3. It takes away any elements of fear when the game gives you a partner. It is optional. You can play the game in single player. But it's just a shooter at that point. A couple of things you need to know about this game. This game is built on the Lithtech engine, which is what Monolith used for... I don't know if they still use it, but they used it for like all their classic games. No One Lives Forever, Blood, this game, and a couple others that they've done. And it's a bit janky. It's a very odd engine. Certain things just do not work well in this engine. For example, in this game and in Condemned Criminal Origins, which are both available on Steam, if you have a Logitech mouse or keyboard or anything, it causes low frame rate after a couple of minutes. Or if you're doing like I am and trying to record the game, the recording software will tank the FPS. I'm getting 165 FPS right now. And when I first started trying to record the game and I hit the record button, I had 13 FPS. And there is some mods you can look on PC Gaming Wiki to fix it, and that improves it. Another thing you need to know is if you're playing on 1080p or above, the menu does not stretch. The HUD, like the bullets and your health, does not stretch. So it gets really tiny on screen. I do have a mod again to help make them a little bit bigger. It's still not as big as I'd prefer it to be, but it's at least visible. So this game is quite old. It's not got a lot of modern day support, so if you want to play it on PC, which is pretty much the best experience, you are going to have to go and do a little extra work. So I want to let everybody know that before they get started. So anyway, let's dive right into it. You got 4 difficulties. Extreme difficulty, it says it's for misogynistic players only, and it is quite difficult. Medium difficulty is fine. High difficulty is where it's at. It's where the AI shines. It's where the game is the most fun, so we're playing on high difficulty. A high-level alert has been issued. Mission: F.E.A.R. team is to report for emergency briefing on the situation. F.E.A.R. stands for First to Counter Assault Recon. You've just been transferred to the unit as point man. This will be your first assignment with F.E.A.R. In 2002, the U.S. Army formed a secret unit dedicated to combating paranormal threats to national security. The unit was named First Encounter Assault Recon. Kind of a goofy sounding name. Sounds like something you'd have from the X-Files, really. That's Alma, as you can see the silhouette walking. She's the ghost that leads the events of this game. Creepy. That's Paxton Fettel. He's the main antagonist next to Alma of this game. And those are the psychic soldiers. They are meant to be controlled by somebody who's psychic. They are just clones. They're like the stormtroopers or clone troopers. They're not real people. So they're faceless and we can mow them down without remorse. Even though they're being mind controlled. I love how he struck with his right hand. I'm guessing his nails. And he tore his throat even though he would have scraped him with the back of his knuckles, realistically. A lot of blood and stuff for 2005. This game doesn't look pretty like it did, but it still looks pretty good to be as old as it is. Oh, I forgot to mention, Paxton is a cannibal for some reason. I know he's psychic, and that, I guess, would make you kind of weird in the head to be psychic, but I don't know how that also makes him a cannibal, or if they're even related.
Yes.
Sorry to wake you, Senator. It's about Origin.
What happened?
There was an uprising. Fettel has taken command of the prototypes.
My God.
We can still resolve this discreetly, but we have to move fast.
Oh, all right. Let me make a few calls.
Here's a little spoiler. It isn't handled
This
discreetly.
wacko's name is Paxton Fettel. He's the key. If we contain him, we contain the situation.
Fucker's got an appetite.
I think he has an agenda.
Man, the mouse control is a little strange. Can I...
It's not just recreational.
There we go.
He's getting something out of it.
Essential vitamins and nutrients?
What's his story?
What exactly did she mean by
Technology
he's getting
Corporation.
something out of
They're
it?
working on a military contract.
I never
to develop
understood
an army
that.
of clones that respond to a psychic commander. Top secret, of course. Fettel is one of the commanders.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is why nobody takes us seriously. Military clones?
A full battalion of them, highly trained and heavily armed.
A battalion? What are we supposed to do against 1,000 super soldiers?
Like I said, we put Fettel down and it's over. Fortunately, the whole point of the program is to give commanders first-hand knowledge of the battlefield without putting them in danger. That means we should be able to corner the bastard without having to wade through all those soldiers.
How do we find him?
Army came and planned.
I don't know how your plan's supposed to make any sense.
That's awfully convenient.
Assuming it does what it's supposed to. What about you, buddy? Ready to go to work?
Putting
Yep.
him in the field? Are you crazy? He just transferred in a week ago.
You've seen his training results. His reflexes are totally off the charts. I think he can handle himself.
Whatever, man. It's your call.
Goddamn right it is.
Don't worry. You'll be fine.
Let's roll.
I don't know if that static's supposed to be there or not. Apparently, the first thing Point Man remembers is being born.
You will be a god among men.
I'm going to do a little spoiling in this game for you guys. Now, this game's 18 years old. So if you have a problem with me spoiling an 18-year-old game, skip ahead about 4 or 5 minutes. I promise you won't miss nothing. Point Man is Paxton Fettel's brother. The ghost that you are chasing, that's the villain of the story, is their mother. She was psychic, and her father, who happened to work at a lab, is some sort of scientist, decided for some reason he's not going to win a Parent of the Year award, but he's going to take his daughter to the greatest daddy-daughter work day in history. And he's going to hold her hostage for 8 years and experiment on her. And she was like 8 when it happened, and she's like 16 by the time she passed away. But before they let her die, they figured, since we're already going to hell, we might as well at least have a party thrown for us when we get there for being the biggest sons of bitches that ever lived. So they I don't think they make it clear. Maybe they do, but she's either raped by her father or she's forcefully impregnated with his DNA, which either way, that's not neither situation's much better than the other one. But so she has her father's kids, which is Point Man and Fettel, and then she's just left to rot essentially and die. So that's why her spirit's left behind, and she psychically is controlling Fettel to get her revenge. Again, a lot of weird stuff. The plot to the game doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's very confusing, and it's kind of sick, but that's the plot of the game. It's not like they really try to hide from you that you and Fettel have some sort of history.
Fettel to an abandoned building just up ahead. No sign of enemy activity on the satellite, but don't take any chances. Jankowski, you in position?
Just say the word.
All right, move it out.
I love how Betters is like your, what do you want to call him, guy in the chair for the entirety of the game, but he does the square root of jack shit to actually help you. He's always issuing orders, but he's never getting his hands dirty. One of the things about this game that I find kind of ironic, it's sort of that early 2000s storytelling, is Point Man, I get it, is the Point Man. And that means he leads the way. But he's getting injured, he's getting blown up in buildings, and tearing through armies of soldiers. Literally, as I said, there's 1,000 soldiers you have to fight through. And this Betters guy, every time you get injured or the plan starts to go to hell, he just says, yeah, just sending him by himself is fine. He'll do fine by himself. Just never gets involved. Anyway, situation, F.E.A.R. mission coordinator Rowdy Betters. His name is Rowdy? Okay. Has tracked enemy commander Paxton Fettel to abandoned building in Auburn District. Hannibal 3 spy satellite in geosynchronous orbit shows no signs of replica soldiers in vicinity. F.E.A.R. combat operatives will investigate target site from 2 separate entry points and attempt to neutralize Fettel. According to Armacham technical advisor, once Fettel is contained, the replica soldiers will become inactive and can be rounded up without incident. Let's get to work. Okay, so you have melee, you have the zoom, which isn't like full aim down sights, it's just that. We'll show you what the pistol sounds like. I love how that stuff comes out of the wall, and look at the bullet holes. It's kind of like black in terms of the sounds of the guns and stuff are really good. You can also holster your weapon, and you actually do have melee attacks. I'm not certain how all it works, but see, you can fight in melee. The game doesn't try to hold you back. And you can look down and see your legs in 2005. That's pretty impressive. Also, here's something interesting. The rats, I don't mean to pause again, but it's hard to talk about this stuff and play. The rats have the same level of AI intelligence as the replica soldiers do, or the clones, whatever you want to call them. And so there is a scene in the game where like there's enemy soldiers or the ghost or something coming after you, and there's a horde of rats that run past you and away from what they perceive as enemy AI. And they take up the same amount of space in terms of being on screen as an enemy soldier. That's actually quite interesting. X is my torch. You can also lean, but see, it's this very janky lean. It looks like he's, like Point Man is just doing this weird full body bend. That's gotta hurt the back.
Hey bro, what took you so long? Try to find a
How
way
come
around.
you get a submachine gun? I love how instead of hollering out or knocking on the glass or something, he breaks it first, which is the most confrontational thing you can do. And could get him shot, not that he cares. Health upgrade. There are permanent upgrades. They increase your health by about 5, and you can get a reflex booster. I can't figure out which button triggers the reflexes yet. Slow-mo is control. So see, you have the slow-mo, bullet time. Holy crap, the size of that hole in the wall. Man, I forgot how good that looked. Okay, I can go this way. Can't go that way. That's where I came from. Okay, just making sure to explore everything. This game is extremely linear. So if you see like a forked path, one of them has to lead to a goodie. So always look. That is actually genuinely creepy. This game has fantastic atmosphere. When you're shooting, when you're in a shooting segment, is there subtitles? I don't think so. No. Oh, there is subtitles. There we go. Great. And a crying baby. And I'm being poltergeisted. When the game is in horror game mode, it's very good. But whenever there's a shootout, it knows how to separate the two better than a lot of things. It knows that the gunfight should be fun, and you shouldn't have to sit around being scared. Those are your empowered moments. But the game also knows how to scare the shit out of you.
Hold on a sec. Come on.
Whoa, the frame rate.
You ready? Go!
Again, I would prefer a bigger gun. My dude just evaporated.
This place. I was there.
See, they're not exactly hiding that Fettel and Paxton are brothers. Holy. My dude got his face eat off.
Jin,
Whoa.
we need you up here.
On my way.
Looks like we're too late, boss. Just leftovers.
The transmitter signal's coming from nearby. Gotta be around there somewhere.
I'll wait here for Jin. You take a look around.
Why does it matter that you wait here? If we're looking for a cannibalistic psychic commander, it'd be better for both of us to go. Great. And now he can do the ghost walk thing. I thought I could hit that. Check your corners. Clear. 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 Well, I tried.
The dead man's name was Charles Haberger. I remember him. But our memory is mine or hers. It makes no difference. He deserved to die. They all deserve to die.
But do you need to eat them? Just let it be.
Come in. Over. What's going on? I've lost Fettel's signal. Comcast is...
Oh, nothing. I just got hit in the head with a 2x4.
We got a situation down at the harbor. What kind
I see the birds. Right, into a room with a blinking light.
Hey, back already? See anything?
You guys about done up there? Our thing's just getting started.
You boys run along. I'll be busy here for a while.
What is there to look at? He got eaten.
Come on, make a push. I've tried to forget. I've tried so hard to forget.
These men are from F.E.A.R. They're special attachments to our unit for the duration of this op. They will be on point. Their mission is to assess the nature of the threat. Our job is to keep them alive. Do not engage the enemy. Remember that we are not dealing with ordinary bad guys. Team 1 will move in from the southwest. Team 2 will approach from the north. Once our recon is complete, we'll rendezvous and wait for further orders. Okay, let's saddle up.
So, these guys are just supposed to stand guard and not fight. That is not going to work. Paxton Fettel managed to elude F.E.A.R. operatives in Auburn, and his tracking signal was subsequently lost. Body of unidentified male was discovered at the site. Hannibal 3 spy satellite has photographed sizable replica forces in vicinity of South River wastewater treatment plant. F.E.A.R. combat operatives will attach to respond to Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta. Troops to reconnoiter the area for the purposes of recommending military response. If there's a large force of soldiers there, then I think military response is required at this point already, my friends. Teams should not engage the enemy unless fired upon. F.E.A.R. Technical Officer Jin Sun Quan is remaining in Auburn to conduct forensic investigation. That's essentially not what he's saying, that she's bowing out of this mess. Great, it's the main base of operations from Crackdown 2. At least I got a machine gun this time. I got a machine gun and a pistol.
Since you're on point, see if you can get this gate open. I'd send one of my boys, but I think we need a specialist for this one.
Yeah, Rip the new guy. I know how this works.
Find that gate control yet?
No, I haven't found the gate control yet. It's been a while. I can't I really want to put a bullet in you. I'm Special Forces, so I'm pretty sure I can get away with it. Oh, here we go. Finally found the right way. There's a reflex booster. Now that improves my bullet time. Can't mantle up there. I swore you could. Guess I was wrong. Oh, this is the way up. Of course, doorway's blocked off. Well, this guy did not have a good time. Okay. There are voice machines that can... Most of this game's story is told through text logs and voicemails. And there are voicemails that you can find, but they don't really give that much backstory in this early couple of levels. Pretty much once you get to like level 3. Ow, I took some fall damage there. And not only did they die, one was turned to a skeleton. Wiped out by a creepy little girl. Looks like she just ripped the blood from their bodies. Yep. Creepy. All 3 of them are skeletons. I didn't know that. Status unknown. Both teams gone silent, and F.E.A.R's team's life sign monitors are offline. Interference is preventing satellite reconnaissance. Surviving operatives should attempt to rendezvous and exfiltrate mission area until reinforcements arrive. So essentially, I'm screwed. You sent me a 3-man team to do reconnaissance when you already know the enemy is there. And now I've got a ghost following me. This day just could not get no better for Point Man. I'm sorry. Now here's where you actually get to the fun bit of this game. Now that was without slow-mo. And those guys drop pretty quickly. But when you get a group of them, and again, I caught the jump on them, they're a lot more fun. A good way of explaining how this works kind of quickly is when both guys are alive, they formulate plans. So this guy's plan was, if I made a lot of noise and didn't try to kill him immediately, would just be to shoot me. But once I drop this guy, this one forms a new plan. And that's kind of the way the AI works. And then if that plan doesn't work, they fall back to the original plan. Or vice versa. And keep coming up with new ideas and strategies to beat you. That's sort of the way they work. Nothing out here. Oh, that's a med kit. You can pick up limited amounts of med kits, and they will restore your health to a degree, but only like 40 points or so. I hate that lean. It's a bit overdone. Now I think you can only carry about 3 or 4 med kits at a time. Let's just punch this one out. There we go. Like a real man. And hop down. Love the janky checkpoints. See, that's your drop kick. And then you got a sliding kick, which I rarely use the melee combat, but it is viable. Now, as you notice, that guy didn't just run straight for me. See, you can see that they are formulating plans. They now know I'm here. I dropped one of them. And another cool thing is, if I stay in here, They're not just going to wait for me or rush me. They'll toss a grenade in eventually. Now I got dual pistols. Now we're going to John Woo this son of a bitch right up. See, they ask their teammates, what's the status? See, even without bullet time, this is really well done. Nothing else here, huh? See how silent he is now? I know he's there. Just like he knows I'm here. But neither one of us can find the other one. The game becomes a hunt. And that should show you just how well done this AI is. Screw this, we don't need that. We just need the John Woo pistol. Holy shit! That was awesome. I don't think that was meant to happen. That's kind of the janky early 2000s physics in play. The one thing that he shouldn't have done is hollered out. I think he would have gotten more damage done to me if he hadn't. Because you saw, even with a body armor on, he still ripped right through me. What was that? Whoa. Man, look, did you see him roll through that window? Again, the janky physics kind of ruined the kill there. But, man, he opened fire on me, and then when he couldn't see me, he rolled through the window in an attempt to get to cover and find me at the same time. That's some really good AI, still. So I can carry 4 med kits. I was right. I don't know if I can carry any more, but I know I can carry at least 4. Okay, there's more of them. They're up there. No, wait, there isn't. I could have swore there was some that came in from up there. I hear him. I'm running low on pistol ammo, so unfortunately I am going to have to switch to the assault rifle. Don't make it too easy for me, boys. I think I should have increased the difficulty here. Dang. Come to me. Now that is an assault rifle. But there is some pistol ammo too. I think I'll stick with my pistols a little longer. They're proven to be pretty valuable, and it gives me that John Woo hard-boiled feel. If you've never seen that movie, that was a big influence on Max Payne. It was a big influence on a lot of video games and movies and stuff. I personally feel like it influenced stuff like John Wick and other stuff. He did other movies too, other than just Hardboiled, but that's not like his magnum opus.
New message. Yeah, this is Chet in accounting. Nobody seems to know what's going on, but we've been hearing a lot of loud noises. Have you guys heard anything over there? End of messages.
See, in the beginning, these voicemails don't really mean that much, but once you get a little later in the game, they start becoming the main way that the story is portrayed to the player. Now, I seem to remember. Yep, I'm not crazy. Anyone else? If there's another guy waiting, behind the door because he saw his friend drop and he's trying to keep the element of surprise, I'll be really impressed. Oh, there was two. I just popped two. I don't know how I did that. I wasn't trying to kill two. I didn't know I got another one. That was impressive on my part. Ammo. I don't need more body armor because I'm topped up. The AI isn't quite as impressive as I... So I can hold 6 of these? I didn't know I could hold that many. Holy crap! Holy ragdoll Batman. The AI isn't quite as impressive as I remember them to be. They are still pretty good in terms of like rolling through the windows and like that cat and mouse game that we had. But they are kind of a little slowed down than I remember. You know, maybe it's just because other video games have caught up to this. Surprise, motherfuckers. I love seeing the casings in it. Oh crap. And then you see how fast the combat is when you don't have slow-mo. There we go, that was a melee fight. That was, they saw me crouched and they started shooting under the thing. Oh, did you see how he was limping too? Because I got him in the leg, he was limping. That's still, in terms of enemy AI, that is still quite impressive. You shoot them in the leg, they limp, and I was crouched down here looking for them to shoot them in the leg, and they beat me at my own game. So they have slowed down in terms of they're not as threatening as they used to be, but I'll be danged if they're still not really smart. There's modern, now $70 video games out there. And I want this to sink into you. This game is 18 years old. And there are video games out there sold by today's standards at full price. That's including that's not even including like a $50 season pass or whatever. Great, I'm seeing things again. That don't have... Great. That don't have this level of intelligent AI. Come on, surely I can crouch through there. Apparently I cannot. Doesn't help that everything's moving kind of slow. Oh, there was a door here. And this, I call it ghost vision mode. More skeletons. We're almost been.
Is someone there?
Yeah, there's a fellow with 2 pistols about to put a bullet in your head. Holy crap. Okay, whole room's on fire. It's time to do a tactical badass exit with 2 pistols in hand. Hammer 3 spy satellites back online. 1 F.E.A.R. combat operative has been found alive. Remaining operative is still missing, but life signs are stable. Paxton Federal's tracking signal has been detected in the area. SOFD reinforcements are en route to assist in primary mission. Remaining F.E.A.R. combat operative will attempt to locate and neutralize Federal. F.E.A.R. technical officer and SFOD escort will continue in search of missing F.E.A.R. operative. So you're going to have F.E.A.R., the first encounter paranormal squad, looking for a missing operative rather than fighting Federal.
Although I don't know how he survived.
2 pistols and a zero fucks given attitude.
We've got to take that fucker out fast. Jim, keep looking for Jankowski. I'm still reading his life sign.
I'm referencing Civvy there if you're wondering. I'm not trying to rip him off, I thought that was a cool line.
Be careful.
I love Civvy. If you haven't checked out CV11's channel, or Civvy11, he's a really great YouTuber, one of my favorites, next to like Dunkey and stuff. Yeah, I literally just wake up and just go right back to starting blasting. One of the things I wish that this game expanded on in its story is how exactly does the psychic command stuff work? Because I'm the type of person, I like to think I am a man of intelligence. I'm not like some sort of astrophysicist level intelligent, but I like to think I have enough intelligence to do what is required. But even if I was psychic, I don't think I would have the ability, because he's controlling these soldiers. Let me remind, it's all him. You're technically always fighting Federal. So how exactly does he have the mental fortitude to be able to control like 15-20 men at a time in the water treatment plant and the people at the Armtech building at the same time? Is it like he just gives orders and they do it? Kind of like an real-time strategy kind of game, almost? Or is it like he's actually physically possessing them? I don't quite know how that works. And I wish it was kind of better explained, because realistically, he's controlling 1,000 soldiers. I don't know how that works.
Mike, what the hell's going on over there? It sounded like an explosion. I can't get through to anybody. Call me back.
See, these first couple of voicemails are just beyond useless. There we go, got the bridge flipped. Anything of any value over here? I don't think that there is. But like I said, this game is extremely linear. So if you see an opportunity to look for something, aha, there was something, a reflex booster, then look for it, because you will find something. And once you get later in the game and you start getting heavily armored opponents and stuff, it may not seem like I'm having that hard of a time now, but the game does increase its difficulty by throwing heavier armored dudes at you and stuff, and making the firefights a little bit more intense in that regard. Great, climbing down into a sewer. Well, would you call it a sewer? It's part of the water treatment facility. And the lights are flickering and there's an unknown signal. Nothing here. This flashlight has an extremely low lifetime on it. Great. Hi, Mom. I like how you can tell Point Man's getting a little scared. His heart's beating fast. He's breathing heavy. That would have been really good if that guard had turned around right then when he heard the water. I'll take that. We only got about 9 minutes left, so let's make the most of them. So from the way they talk and stuff, I don't think he's exactly possessing them. Walk through the door and find out. Man, did you look at the hole I blew in the wall? That bullet went through his head and popped the wall that hard. Now that was badass. It got him killed. Well, I spoke too soon. But man, look at that hole in the wall. As much ammo as I can carry. Man, that's got to be breaking his spine. Man, the destruction physics in this game are fantastic. One of my favorite first-person shooters of all time is a game called Black. If you've never played it, it's made by Criterion Games, the same guys who made a lot of the Need for Speed games. And this game seems to be going for that same sort of destructive physics motif. There we go. Got some ammo. Check your corn. I'm all out of recoil. I love how, as you can see, I got hit, and he recoiled. Any of you sons of bitches alive? See what I mean about these firefights? Even when you run out of the slow-mo, you start to feel like a normal guy, and you realize how intense they made these fights. It isn't like they have stormtrooper aim and they hit you. You saw they got me once or twice. They flagged me. But the slow-mo gives you the edge. And it makes you into a power fantasy, but as soon as that runs out, you start to realize that you're just a normal guy and you're going to die like anyone else. That's why I kind of like playing on the higher difficulties. It makes it fair, but never so easy that you're not enjoying the game. Ominous music playing. How do you throw grenades? I think it's G. I haven't even used a grenade yet. Great. I'm switching to the rifle. Nice try. See what I mean about trying to flank your position and stuff? I didn't count that many of them. Oh. I thought that was a person coming up. I'm going to assume that's a I got them all kind of position, but the ominous music's still playing. Did I shoot? Yeah, I shot the guy. He had a blood splatter, so not all the effects stay for a long time. But that was really cool how you could tell I didn't kill him, and then he tried to flank me. And he was quiet. It isn't like he was running, so move into flanking position and stuff. He just did it. That's what makes this AI still really good for its time. Hello.
The data's uploading now. Interesting. I found a wastewater analysis summary addressed to an Army Game review committee. According to the abstract, there's some major contamination coming from upstream. You can't imagine why Army Game would be interested unless they're responsible.
Okay. Again, not really building up the lore of this game or nothing with those kind of text logs. So I can hope 10 is how many medkits you can carry at a time. Full body armor, full grenades. I should have thrown a grenade. See how they just came out the door shooting? Now that feels like a firefight. I think I just did the drum beat from Blackened without meaning to from Metallica. If I didn't, it certainly sounded like, you know, that dum 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 before the solo. Or maybe it's, I know it's a Metallica song. It might not be Blackened, but I know I just did a drum beat from one of their songs. Maybe if you're a die-hard fan, you know what I'm talking about. At least the sound is roughly similar to it. Okay, we are officially out of time. So far, I'm really enjoying this game. I still play this. I played this when it first came out, and I was too little, and I was scared to death of it. But as a teenager around the age of 15, 14, maybe a little younger than that, let's see, Dead Space 3 came out in like 2014. So yeah, about 2013, 2014 is when I finally grew a pair and decided I'm going to play all these horror games. And at least every 2 years since then, I've come back and played this game. it's still incredible to play. It's one of those few games that works extremely well. It knows what it wants to be, and it's perfected what it wanted to be. In terms of, like I said, it's not as impressive as it was when it was brand new in 2005. But one thing you got to give this game credit for is 18 years later, I have played games that don't feel that impressive. You look at like the new Saints Row game, and you look at a lot of new games, even stuff like Destiny and Call of Duty and stuff, and none of them have that level of intelligent AI. This is back when not only did people put money into games for more than just pretty graphics and stuff like that and useless gimmicks, but they really sat down and said, we want to make a product and we want to be the best at making it. And you got to remember, around 2005 and stuff, you couldn't just stick a game out there incomplete and then patch it later and fix all the glitches. This game had to be finished. And so they did it all and did it well. And good lord, it still plays good. The way the enemies just come through a door and start blasting, the way they try to flank you and stuff, they're not as smart as some games would have it. Now, I still say they're just as smart, but they're not as aggressive, I would say. They have like a little bit of self-preservation ability, and I kind of like that. It makes the firefights seem more realistic to a degree. And I love how when they get shot in the leg, they limp, and when they get hit, you see them like grab their stomach and they, lurch forward and kind of bend double and stuff. And it's really, really well programmed. I would love to see this game, because we haven't seen a new F.E.A.R. since like 2013, 2012. I think it might have been 2011. It's been over 10 years. And I would love to see this game get like a full HD remake with full new textures, maybe a few expanded levels, improve the AI further, maybe add a little bit more gunplay or something like that, and it would be incredible. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.